Hey, it's Brett and Coach, and I'm in Houston without any real plan.
And keep watching to see what made me say this.
It feels very suburbia. Like, what's the flavor? Okay, partly that is a lie. I do have a general plan. I'm here with Brian because he has a diving competition at the University of Houston, so we have to figure out how to get there from the airport. But other than diving-related stuff, we don't really have a plan. We're just going to wing it and see where we end up. We are headed to baggage claim even though all of our bags are on our backs to meet up with a couple friends so we can figure out the bus system to head to the pool. And then eventually the hotel is just we're too early to actually check in, so kind of have some time to kill. We found our terminal baggage claim, but we have to head to a different one because they were a different flight, and that flight had their baggage dropped off at C even though they arrived at A. It's a whole thing. Subway train it is. This all feels very liminal. Very backrooms energy. What a very weird train that was only inside in carpeted areas. That felt a little cursed.
And after meeting up with our friends, we jumped on the bus, which was a direct bus to downtown. It made only a few limited stops instead of doing the whole route, so it ran express. And it was a nice way to see the city and to see how it takes to get into the city. Plus, that skyline wasn't too bad. And all of the roads reminded me of Milwaukee based on how it's set up. And I will have a review of the bus and public transit in a later video.
Made it off the bus, now we're headed to the train.
So we get a nice little walk of downtown. And we were jumping on the train to head to the pool.
Took us a little bit, but we figured out the train. I think it's considered called the Metro. This is the purple line, and this should take us a good part of the way to where we need to go and end up close, if not on campus. I haven't quite figured out the vibe of the city. It feels very suburbia. Like, what's the flavor? I haven't gotten that from Houston so far. The weather's great. It beats Chicago's 40. I think it's 85 out right now, so black jeans are not a good thing. I think we found the pool. Not fully sure. At the pool, watching Brian practice a little bit, letting him have his time, be social. Gonna be here for a little bit longer than probably figure out how to get to the hotel. So not much from the pool for today. Overall, the pool was just fine. Brian said it was pretty basic of a pool, so that's fine, but the campus itself is actually kind of nice. Granted, we've only walked from the pool and now back. It actually looks like a college campus versus Nevada's, which, go watch those videos, didn't really feel like people were actually here, unlike their actual students being students. To get to the hotel from the pool is basically just doing it in reverse. So our hotel is actually nearby where the train was, where we got on from the airport bus, if that makes any sense. So we basically are redoing our train journey just in reverse. Now let's go find the hotel and actually check in and give you a room tour. Okay, this road has a little bit more of a vibe and a personality to it. Here's the actual city, it feels like. I was getting a little concerned that it was just going to be super, like, suburbia, super plain, but this actually feels like something now. Okay, but a fountain with the train tracks in it, that's kind of cool. Really cool that this whole fountain was dedicated to them rebuilding a ship and raised, I think it's at $85 million to do so by school children. Okay, I'm getting a little bit more faith in this city. I was a little concerned at first. But also, it's downtown, arguably rush hour because it's after 5. Where is everyone? Like, do people live here?
And we found the hotel.
Made it into the room. It's a lot bigger than I expected. We have like a whole living room area, I guess. And then We got 2 beds. Did we need 2 beds? Probably not. Do we have them? Yes, we do. Otherwise, let's actually do a room tour before we start living in the room. We will walk through the living room and bedroom in a minute. We're gonna start with the bathroom. It has these sliding doors. Beautiful, well-lit mirror. A little echoey in here. Pretty basic bathroom, shower. Soaps that I'm probably gonna steal. Lots of towels. That is going to be the bathroom tour. Now let's jump into the bedroom. Got 1 bed, reading light. What's this light do? Hello? I don't know what this does. Someone send help. I have no idea what this light switch does. Am I missing something? TV. Kind of small with some drawers. Weird cuck chair. Can I say cuck on YouTube? I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's look at the kitchen. This is a really fancy ice bucket. Looks like coffee, tea, that sort of thing. Baby little coffee maker. A microwave. Nice and clean. Cleaner than mine at home. Cute little fridge. Nothing in it. That's no fun. There's a second TV. So we have a whole desk area. Ooh, I like these little tables as workstations. Questionable stain on the couch. Mildly concerned that the glass is cracked. It's a little charming though. I don't mind it. The window's still sealed, so I think that's everything for the room tour. I think there's just one more thing I have to do to wrap up this room tour. Bed's fine so far. Handful of pillows that seem pretty nice. Hair is looking wild as ever. I think we'll sleep decently. Overall, besides little minor things that this room has some quirks and a light switch not working, solid room that'll definitely do for a couple days. I think we got a plan of what we're gonna do for the night. I think we're gonna check out a brewery. It is a 20-minute walk, which isn't too bad considering it's still 70-something out. So it's definitely much different than Chicago. But let's start exploring the nightlife here in Houston. But hey, at least the view outside is kind of pretty. Also, shout out to Vanessa. I'm wearing the shorts. Just putting that out there. I absolutely cannot wait for it to be this temperature or even close in Chicago. When walking out of the hotel, I braced myself thinking it was going to be freezing out, and it's like 75 and comfortable. Houston, great weather, a little quiet, but good vibes so far. I guess I kind of expected it to be more Texas, like themed, a lot more yeehaw, y'all, cowboy stuff. Haven't gotten that. I would say the biggest culture shock, not trying to get political, is it feels very conservative.
And we made it to our destination, the brewery.
So this is not going to be a full beer review video. I do not have that energy in me, but I'm at 8th Wonder.
And we will actually do a review of 8th Wonder just because we end up back there again within the week of Houston. So stay tuned for all of those clips put together.
I got a Little Dove, which is a Belgian with honey. It's drinkable. I don't mind it. Pretty simple. I just needed a cold beer today. That's where my brain is at.
And for my first beer, I went with a classic for me is an IPA. This is called Duke's. It's a juicy IPA. Juicy, flavorful, refreshing. Exactly what I needed at the end of a long day.
So this little art box caught my eye, so I had to paw through it. And it's all donation based. All the proceeds goes to Lurie's Children's Hospital for cancer research in kids. Picked out a cool little piece that I'm gonna bring home. Easy little donation. Love stuff like this. So like I said earlier, we don't really have a plan besides diving. Our nights and evenings are fairly free. We do have a couple social things here and there, but Brian on Maps literally typed in brewery and went, that one's close enough. And this is how we ended up here. Sometimes you just have to say that one and just point at the map. Takes a whole lot less thinking that way, and you never know what will actually turn up.
It's kind of the fun of traveling without a plan, which is something I rarely ever do, except for this time Brian said, get on the plane, and I just pretty much blindly followed.
And there he is.
And we did grab a couple more rounds just to really have a full experience at the brewery, so we can wind down the night and just enjoy an evening after a long day of traveling. I am going to wrap up this video here just because it's been a long day. This has been Brett and Coach in Houston, Texas. Make sure you check out my flight video of how I actually got here. Leave a comment below, hit that like button, and please don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time in Coach.